In our last segment, we were talking to Rob Rector about seals and myrrh and all the things going on in the ocean. And that was wonderful. It's very important.
Yes, of course.
But anytime we have Rob here, we got to get to movies.
Absolutely.
Yes, we do. And it's a new year, so we've got a lot of new movies on deck.
We do. And we were talking a little bit before we went live, but this is an embarrassment of riches in 2026 if you're a movie lover.
It really is.
It seems like there's something that's covering, no matter what your proclivities may be, you've got a film or a group of films that will satiate. And I'm super excited. I know every year it seems like I'm like, oh, we got a nice list, but it really does seem like it's brimming.
2025 was starting to heal from the writer's strike and the pandemic and all that stuff.
Bingo.
2026 is full throttle. There are a couple of months here, and even a couple of single weekends where there's film after film after film that I'm excited to see.
Yeah, and not just the films itself, but we're seeing names from directors that we haven't seen for years. We have Sam Raimi, who it's the first time he's directed a film since 2009. You have Gore Verbinski, who did the original Pirates of the Caribbean films, and he's got a new one coming out. We have the master Steven Spielberg, Zach Krager, who just did Weapons, and Barbarian has another film coming out this year. We've got a lot on the plate. You got a lot of sequels. You got a lot of names that you're familiar with. Sometimes you have like 6th, 7th, 8th films in a franchise that are going to be released.
Yeah.
So you've got old school monster movies as well. You've got a new take on Dracula again.
Two new takes on
Dracula. Two new takes on Dracula. You've got the Bride, which is
Frankenstein.
Maggie Gyllenhaal's directorial effort. And then you got Werewolf from Robert Eggers, who just did Nosferatu last year. So now this is an original one that he's doing on a werewolf mythology.
So if you like monsters, that's all covered. We also have 28 years later, The Bone Temple. That's coming out here just in a week or so.
Exactly.
So if that's
another Scream movie.
If that's your milieu, plenty of that to go around.
Right.
And then you were mentioning sequels. There's a ton of them. And I think one of the biggest ones is going to be The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that not only would you get that, but you'd also get Practical Magic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
sequel to both of those
Yes.
in this year. So one was 28 years difference between Practical Magic was 28 years before its initial release, and then Devil Wears Prada was 20 years after it. So I see the same kind of like Lilo and Stitch that we saw before, where the parents are like now coming to take their kids, like, I love this as a child, and here you go.
And we do have to pause on Lilo and Stitch because Rob was the
bet
winner
that you two boys
from
had.
last year when we were talking about which movie was going to be the biggest. I was
That's
saying
right.
Superman, thought that the cape would get it done, but Lilo and Stitch had the magic.
Lilo and Stitch brought it to the box office last year, and I know Disney is going to try to recreate that magic this year with Moana. They're doing a live-action remake of Moana this year, so we'll see how that pans out. But it's a lot more quiet when it comes to like superhero movies.
Yeah.
You've got a few of them. You got Supergirl, you've got Clayface. So superheroes, they're still covered there. Sequels are still covered there. And what I'm probably most excited about is we have a brand new release from Steven Spielberg, written by him, directed by him, and it's dealing with UFOs. So if you have those three ingredients in the shake, then I'm going to drink it. So I am ready.
Perfect.
So you said your number one is the new
Disclosure
Spielberg.
Day would be that, yeah.
Is there a number 2 or 3 for you, or is it just kind of just everything that's on the list?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with expectations that are. It's probably gonna sound cliche, but man, I just love what Christopher Nolan does, and I'm down for whatever he decides to put to screen. This, as a old school literature lover, the Odyssey, it's one that's kind of permanently ingrained in your brain from those days. But I'm so fascinated to see, because he shot this entire thing in IMAX, so he used IMAX cameras for the entire thing. So
See
the
it on the
scope
biggest
of this,
screen you can.
exactly, the scope of this thing is just going to be overwhelming. So I would say if you can, jet up to a large screen wherever you can and experience it. Don't just watch it.
I think it'll be tough to nail down which of the movies is going to be the big movie this year, because there's like 10 that should be major box office draw. I'm like major upper echelon box office draws.
And it all depends on timing too, because you look at like we were just saying with Dune 3 and Doomsday, both of them are scheduled for December, so they're not even going to be able to make an impact until later on in the year. But I'm sure they will, much like Avatar, Fire and Water did, or Fire and Ash did this year.
Kind of split the difference too, because it went over the week, over the New Year.
Exactly.
So little of that money comes on this side.
We're still reaping the benefits of that. Exactly. Yeah. So I'm excited for almost on, like you said, on a week-to-week basis. It seems like there's something there that will, if it's not overwhelmingly, calling your name, you're at least interested to see what happens.
There you go.
All right.
So the bet has been laid down. We'll revisit this exact bet this time next year. For now, though, we've got more CoastLife for you. That's on the way.